So I am taking a walk. I spent from 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. It's probably 6:30 by the time I got back to sleep, awake. And I should have actually gotten onto my computer and been like, oh, I can't sleep, I may as well do some work. But I didn't. I was hell-bent on just watching some clips on my phone and then trying to sleep again. But I ended up playing games on my phone for a few hours. I was playing like cherry games and getting half the questions wrong, of course, but still building on my mental knowledge, I guess. And I thought, this is a productive morning, just playing mental inspired games. But I had a pretty rocky sleep overall. And then I woke up and I'm like, I got a email to say that I had some items due at the library that can't be renewed. And so I was like, oh, looks like I'm going to have to trudge all the way to the library. So, but on a mission, I needed to go to the chemist anyways. And the other person said, pick me up some coffee beans. So I'll pick up coffee beans. I might see if they have any cheesecake at the bakery. Or something right there. I don't know. Maybe I could use a bakery snack, I guess. But it's sunny. It's a little bit windy, a little bit sunny. I fed a kookaburra. I don't know if they actually ate anything that I actually gave them. I noticed that there was lots of little worms left on the place where I put some worms for the kookaburra when they flew away. And so the peewee is always wanting food. The two of them were pecking on a window to tell me, hey, we want food. And one of the peewees came in and ate it. And but I'm running out of cash, seriously. So I'm kind of stuck in a little bit of income trouble right now. I just have too many debts. I bought too many. I've got purchases that I'm paying off. I got, a couple $100 a week. I get automatically shed of money because of, rent and stuff, whatever I pay. And and I'm like, I put $300 in 2 days ago, and today I had like $30 in my account, and I was like, oh no. So I'm a little bit in deep trouble with my income. And above all that, I'm yet to go on my holiday. So I'm probably going to ransack everything out of one account unless I make some money somehow. Because I've got one account that I'm eating out of, and it's getting pretty bare. I mean, it had perspired, but then I've been nibbling off it, whenever I have money issues, and now I have hardly anything left. So I might have bought some awesome stuff this year, but I simply have bought too much, and it's kind of, I've got to tell myself, I've got to stop buying stuff. I mean it, unless I've got like a gift card, be like, I've got to stop doing it, because I simply can't afford it. And then my holiday is going to come on, and I'm like, I'll probably be scraping the bottom of my dwindling account. But you never know, I might get lucky this week, I might get some income somehow, but I'm sort of treading the ice with my affordabilities, really. And I haven't even moved out to live on my own yet, so I'm like, this is preliminary fun to the fun time I'm going to have when I actually do go out to live on my own and do go out to actually pay the expensive rent that's hanging around in most rentals or whatever. I was looking at real estate on the weekend, and good luck you finding anything under $250,000. Like, that's interesting to know. It's interesting to know that there's hardly anything cheap, and those $250,000 rentals will get you a teeny tiny bed-sitter apartment. And I'm like, oh, isn't that fun? So I sort of reminisced to myself. I have no idea what real estate is doing, so I looked it up and I found out that I'm like, that's good to know, just in case I do have to move out in a hurry someday and be on my own. I'd be like, that's interesting to know. I'm so happy for that. I'm like, no, not really. I think, seriously, I don't think there'll be a cheap enough house on the market. I'm not sure about what my employment will be, but I seriously think there won't be a cheap enough house on the market, so I'll probably have to rent overall. And renting is hard. It's a hard decision to make, because you're deciding on whether to pay more for solar or pay less and hope you find a cheap power service. It will all depend on my situation, how I work. I might have to get an office job if I don't have a half-decent job, so or anything, but I'm not there yet. I'm not there mentally or physically or anything, and I don't have to seriously consider it right now, but eventually I will, and so it's good to just keep informed. I should be chewing on a beef bone and be like, so unfair. I should be living in a real nice place. Affordability's a possibility. Instead, I'm like looking at chips and being like, instead it's probably possibly cheap as chips. So, and I just think, how unfair. My life is unfair, but I am beyond creating a lot of melodramas about it at the moment. Later, I can do some melodramas about it. But I just think that's pretty unfair on me. So, and it's not putting me in a better place or a place where I can feel more like me or more comfortable. It's putting me in a worse place because, you know, where I feel very uncomfortable. So I'm like, but I'm the only one who cares about it. So I'm like, yeah. But I think I'll definitely need my block list for my future. So I'm definitely like gonna use it, gonna keep using it so I don't forget how to use it. And that might make a difference. But anyway, other than that, it's just a sunny day. I wasn't sure whether I'd need my vest on, but the air is still cool. The sun is quite sunny. Pure blue sky, no clouds in the sky. Perfectly good day for a walk. And I do feel like you do need the vest. Although the last couple of days are really cold and windy, you definitely needed a jacket. I didn't take off my jacket all weekend, but today it's quite warm and you might need a vest, you might not. You could probably get away with walking around with a t-shirt on. I'm wearing a jumper, and I do feel like it's chilly enough to wear a vest. But I've got to go to the chemist, and then I've got to go to the library. So yeah, we have a builder doing. Oh, I thought that was a car waiting to run me over. We have a builder doing upgrades on our house today. So not my house, but the house that I live in. We were going to go for a car ride, but it's not that loud. I mean, they're not making very much noise. It's just they're making some noise. It's not like drilling and, you know, anything that really hurts the ear. When we first moved in, we got a lot of wall work and floor work done, and they used a lot of punching, like nail gun work, and the dog hated it. And so that's when we were like either kept to the far side of the property or we went out. So, but the noise that's going on today isn't anything much. It's just some noise on the outside of the house, so it's not enough to get you running. I could most likely watch a movie. I'm determined to be more productive than just watch a movie. I don't actually like to watch movies all day, so I'll probably be on the computer. On the weekend I did some gardening, first time in a while. I picked up sticks and then I did some gardening, and I felt like I made a difference. It just needs a bit more trimming more frequently. It really just needs trimming once a week, really, and everything should stay intact. So I'm getting the idea to trim a little bit once a week, and that might make a difference. The grass might not grow so big. But I was going to lecture. I was like, don't cut down all of the whatever you're planning to cut down, because that's more work for me. So I was like, And so they said just to trim whatever's growing out, and I was like, And so that's what I stuck to, just some trimming. But I actually want to trim down the third paddock, which is growing and growing and growing. And the other person's like, all I have to do is get my snipper out and everything can be cut down easily. But they don't do anything, and it's just growing and growing. Total fire risk. And they should thank me if I bothered to break into that paddock and actually do a bit of work on it. But I was realizing last night, everyone's getting older, and probably sooner than later I'll have to move along and start again. And my bank account may or may not be there. I've got to get rid of all these expenses that are draining it until I have minimal expenses. So besides a holiday, I don't want to spend anymore.